Just doing a quick little video here about Project Turbo L.S. I've built and fabricated some subframe connectors because this is a unibody car. So basically just held together two subframes, one in front, one in back, and then a roof structure basically holds the whole car together, and it's not very strong, so it's actually pretty weak. It twists all over the place, so you don't get any traction. So anyways, I fabricated some subframe connectors using 2.5 by 1.5 by 125 thou wall thickness steel tubing. So I'll cut to another scene here and we'll go under there and I'll show you exactly what I've done and how it's all connected and everything. So as you can see here, here's the subframe connector. I've also, just like the ones you can buy, I've got a seat tie-in bracket here. Basically, I just used a piece of angle iron and a couple of fasteners that are drilled from the other side inside the cabin. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but anyways, that's what it looks like. And of course, we got in the back here, it's all welded. The walls look pretty sloppy because we're welding on a zinc impregnated steel, so that's why there's no rust on this car on the undercarriage. So it's really hard to create a bead. You guys are probably wondering what these outriggers here, but I'll do another video on that. Basically, I'm going to tie the whole roof structure into the subframe. And once that's done, you'll see how everything's going to work together. So basically, it's going to be an external cage. So that eliminates the expense of an internal cage, actually. And of course, we'll do the door test. And I'll put the air jack right in the middle here, jack it up. So you got the weight of the engine and the weight of the rear end on both sides of the fulcrum, which would be the air jack. You guys can't see because it's kind of dark there. And then we'll open a door when the car is on all four wheels, and then we'll put the air jack underneath, jack it up, and then we'll see if the door closes in the same fashion as it did before. So anyways, there's the frame connectors welded in and bolted in. The reason I bolted it in here is because the material is only a 1/16 of an inch, so basically 0.065 thou approximately. So it's super thin, so you can't get any structural penetration there, so it'll just burn right through basically. So I'm just showing you. I've also welded in a piece of angle here that ties in the seat bolts, and they're basically inserted from the inside of the car, and it basically ties the seat mounting structure together, so it's a lot more rigid, as you can see here. And then we've got this outrigger here, which I'll do another video of what I'm going to do there at a later date. But for now, the objective was just to weld in some good frame connectors. And you can see how it's welded there to the subframe, the rear subframe. Welds didn't turn out that great because this is actually zinc impregnated steel. That's why there's no rust at all on this car. It's basically galvanized, so it's super hard to weld because you can't get a good bead or good penetration. So yeah, so we'll just go underneath and I'll show you a little bit more. So here we go. So there it is. That's the 2.5 by 1.5 by 125 thou wall thickness tubing. So basically, I just fabricated this from material I bought from metal supermarkets. And as you guys can see, the welds don't look that great, but I've got pretty good penetration, as you can see here. So, and we'll do the jacking test. We'll jack this thing up with the air jack, and then we'll see if the door still closes exactly the same as it did. As you can see here, it's bolted again. And again welded. So this is an 1/8 inch plate welded to the front subframe here. And you can kind of tell by the way that's got a dull luster that it's actually it's galvanized material. It's not regular steel because it didn't shine up good. And this is, you can kind of see where it burnt right through right there. So here's the other subframe. And again, the seat mounting tie-in bracket I built. You can buy the other subframe connectors from any manufacturer, and they'll kind of do the same thing, but I just fabricated this from material I just bought for about 150 bucks. And here's the other side. There's our rear end, our 8.8 rear end. I got the discs from an Explorer, so I put them on a Mustang rear end. So it's going to be kind of like everything's going to be custom built here. This is the old 7.5, which is going to be removed. I'll probably shoot another video, but we'll just see how this one turns out using my phone. Yeah, and I basically just fabricated this on the bench. So I fitted everything up here, bolted these brackets in, and then tacked everything, and then moved it over to my workbench over there, and basically welded it there, because it's hard to weld when you're in place or upside down or anything. You don't get a good weld. Okay, so we got the air jack set up in the middle of the car here, right in the middle of the subframes. I'm going to probably shoot this again so you guys can see better, but I just wanted to show how the door opens when the car is on all four wheels. And then we'll jack it up right in the middle, so we'll have the weight of the engine on this side and the weight of the rear end on this side. Subframes are welded and bolted in now, so we're going to jack this guy up right in the middle and see what happens. But first we'll open the door like this. We'll just get closes nice, no problem. Do that again. Easy to close, nothing binds, everything's lined up as it's sitting on four wheels. So we'll jack this up now with the air jack and see what happens when we've got the thing jacked up and wheels are off the ground. So it's got subframe connectors welded and bolted in now. Okay, so that back tire is off the ground, and this front one actually is too. You can't see it, but it is actually off the ground. Yeah, there it goes, right there. So both tires, the rear and the front, are off of the lift skid, as you can see. Yeah, and this one's actually off too. See how it's rotating? So I'll open his door now, see if it closes like before. Exactly the same. So that's how rigid the subframe connectors have made this car now. I've seen cases where they try this and the door won't even close without subframe connectors in. But as you guys can see, this is basically exactly as it was when the thing was on all four wheels. So looks like they work really good, and they'll work even better when I tie this structure in with expanded metal. But I'll make another video showing that whole process. So therefore we eliminate building a cage on the inside, which is a lot of money and a lot of expense. So yeah, so anyways, so I think you guys can see this. So there's the existing seat bolts right there, and I just welded two fasteners, drilled holes right through, and that's what the angle iron ties into. So I welded them to the seat sheet metal. So yeah, so that's them, and they go right through and tie into the angle iron. So again, both tires off the ground here, as you can see, that one there, and we got the jack right in the middle, and door closes as if it was all on the ground. So that means this is super rigid already. Here's a quick view of the frame connector again. And there's the bolt going through and the piece of angle. I apologize for the darkness, but I don't have any light. And again, there it's welded and it's bolted here. Let's do this one more time. I like doing this. Yeah, see, there's no rust at all in this vehicle. It's 1980, folks. Hard to believe, eh? So like I said, it's all galvanized. 1980 Ford Thunderbird, basically a Ford Fairmont, same deal. It's a Fox body, so it's 4 inches longer wheelbase than the Mustang. And as you can see, again, no rust anywhere in this thing. Door sills. Interior is mint. Like, it's only got 43,000 kilometers on it. It must have been an old man's car that died. And yeah. So again, there's the bolts. I drilled holes and just threw some 2.5 or 3 inch fasteners through. And There they are again. All tied in, everything's solid. Just love the way that closes. It's perfect. So there you guys go. There's Project Turbo L.S. Subframe connectors welded in. Sorry for the camera work, but I'm using my phone because I can't find the password for my goddamn session GoPro, and I got a new phone and it won't let me pair it. So I'm using my my cell phone here, and hopefully it's good enough. Anyways, I just wanted to show some quick points about subframe connectors and Project Turbo L.S. the Ford Thunderbird 1980, no rust, mint condition, and again, here's the 6 liter that we're building for it. Oil pan on, everything kind of put together, heads are on, everything's, I just closed everything up so I wouldn't get any more debris in there before fabricating those frame connectors over here on the bench. You can see, yeah, well, they're on the car now, but this is kind of where I fabricated them, just in this vise here. And yeah, so appreciate you guys watching, and I'm going to have another video pretty quick, hopefully. And again, forgive me for using my phone here, but the GoPro is not working. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Have a nice day.